मम निवेदन शृणु मम निवेदन शृणु गोपीनाथ मम निवेदन शृणु मम निवेदन शृणु विषयी दुर्जना सदा कामरत विषयी दुर्जना किछु नाही मोर गुणा किछु नाही मोर गुणा गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ हमारा भरोसा तुम्हीं हमारा भरोसा तुम्हीं हमारा भरोसा तुम्हीं तुम्हारा चरणे लोयनु शरण तुम्हारा चरणे तुम्हारा किंकर आमी तुम्हारा किंकर आमी गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ केमने शोधिवे मोरे केमने शोधिवे मोरे न जानी भक्ति कर्मे जड़मति न जानी भक्ति पड़ेछि संसार घोरे पड़ेछि संसार घोरे गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ सकल तुम्हार माया सकल तुम्हार माया गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ नहि मम बल ज्ञान सुनिर्मल नहि मम स्वाधीन नहि काया स्वाधीन नहि काया स्वाधीन नहि काया गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ नियत चरणे स्थान नियत चरणे स्थान गोपीनाथ मागे ये पामारा कांदिया कांदिया मागे ये पामारा कांदिया कांदिया करो है करुणादान करो है करुणादान गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ तुम्हें तो सकली पारो तुम्हें तो सकली पारो गोपीनाथ दुर्जने तारीते तुम्हारा शक्ति दुर्जने तारीते तुम्हारा शक्ति के आते पपीर हारो के आते पपीर हारो के आते पपीर हारो गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ तुम्ही कृपा पारवार तुम्ही कृपा पारवार कृपा पारवार जीवेर कारणे आसिया प्रपंचे जीवेर कारणे लीला कोइले सुविस्तार लीला कोइले सुविस्तार लीला कोइले सुविस्तार गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ हमें की दोषे दोषी हमें की दोषे दोषी असुर सकल पाइलो चरणा असुर सकल विनोद थाकिलो बसी विनोद थाकिलो बसी विनोद थाकिलो बसी गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ मम निवेदन सुनो मम निवेदन सुनो गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ मम निवेदन सुनो विषय दुर्जना सदा कामरत विषय दुर्जना सदा कामरत किचु नहीं मोर गुण किचु नहीं मोर गुण किचु नहीं मोर गुण किचु नहीं मोर गुण गोपीनाथ 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 गोपिनां मम निवेदनं शृणु मम निवेदनं शृणु मम निवेदनं शृणु ठाकुर की ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। What you are seeing here is from the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 12, 13 and 14 chapters. How by developing gratitude and respect for good association, of saintly association, we can destroy ignorance and false pride. It's explained in this chapter. When we are living in this material world, we have bad association from within and without, both. Because within our own minds, due to the lower gunas of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, we have bad association, which is called Sangatyaga. Sangatyaga means the affinity for lower tempting environments should be given up. So externally there are tempting environments, but there is also internally impurities which we carry from the previous life conditionings. And when the internal impurity matches with the external impurity, we get drawn towards those places. Like when we are in Tamoguna, Rajoguna, for example, our eyes are attracted to impurity. Impurity attracts impurity. Whereas when we are in Sattva-guna, we develop a repulsion towards impurity. You don't want to go towards impurity. You want to go towards purity, pure things. Like a very simple example. You have filthy dustbin, stinking. When you're passing through the road, you're plugging your nose. But a lot of crows go and sit there. You've seen that? Huh? They will not only sit there and watch, they will also pull out something from there. You'll eat those dirty things. Similarly, if your gutter is not clean, it gets stagnated. A lot of mosquitoes come there. Correct? Now they congregate. That's their congregation. Huh? Mosquito congregation. Huh? Mosquitoes will. Similarly, you put up a Bhagavad Gita class, nice kirtans, pure prasadam, and doing them devotional activities. Immediately you will find some living entities will congregate who are actually longing for pure association. So it's not that they have become pure devotees, they are becoming pure. But even in the process of becoming pure, at least they will see that, yes, we have some impurity, but we have to go towards good association. And we have to get rid of this impurity in our mind. So there are 3 stages. One is a very impure stage where we are drawn towards impurity and we are always running towards lower nature. Like that. Then there is a stage where we have a lower nature, but we are unhappy with it. And you actually want to get rid of the lower nature and come to the higher nature. So you are trying to come towards higher nature, you stumble and fall back to lower. Again you come to higher, you stumble and fall back to lower. That's one stage. Then a stage comes when you come to the higher nature and you connect with the higher nature and you never even turn your face to the lower nature. You just spit at it completely. You have no question of turning to lower nature. You go to a point of no return. You come to the stage of purity like that. That's a very high advanced stage, which is aspiration for all the spiritualists. We want to go to that point from where we never return back to this world. Correct, no? So now we are in which stage? If you are in the first stage, I told you, you're always drawn towards the lower, you won't be here. Those guys are not even interested coming in good association. They will think that this is not meant for them. They will run away. So we are in the middle stage where we are struggling with our lower conditionings, inside and outside. Inside is lust, anger, greed, all these are tormenting us. And outside there are tempting environments and tempting bad association. So what is the immediate response of a boy to such external tempting environments? We become angry with people who are trying to drag us into bad activities. Or we become hard-hearted towards them. Or we become averse to them, we criticize them. That kind of criticism also is an indirect reason for not getting opportunity to enjoy those things, what they are enjoying. Like somebody may say, hey, look at these boys, they're roaming with girls in the bike all the time. Nasty fellows like pigs, you may say that. But actually we may think, if I was not a devotee, I would be doing this also. So there may be frustration. So aversion and attachment are 2 sides of the same coin. Or even after becoming a devotee, one feels tempted to those activities. Hey, they are drinking, smoking and enjoying life like free birds. Why can't I be like them? These fellows are stripping me away from freedom. Let me have the freedom to do nonsense. Like that mind may say that. That is attachment. So attachment and aversion are 2 sides of the same coin. Instead, one should think that they are doing some nasty things, foolish things, but that will actually lead them to hell. And I don't want to indulge in those things. I will keep away from them. So let me keep away. Because if I go near them, I develop attachment or hatred. If I go near. Either like one boy went to call some boy for the program and the boy was watching a movie. So this boy also sat along with him, continued watching movie. So he became attached to the bad activity. Later on the movie was an adult movie. Then another devotee was sent to call this fellow. And he went, he saw both the guys watching TV. He said, hey, what are you watching? No, I just came to call him. I got lost a little bit. So he was brought back. Correct, no? So sometimes the second boy is also not strong, then he will also join watching. Isn't it? So that is called attachment. Becoming attached to impure activities. Isn't it? And ours means what? When you go near bad people, you develop a hatred for them. Yell at them, shout at them, pick up quarrel with them, because they will have different set of values than the values that you have. Like, you want to protect cows. They want to kill cows. Now, you want to drink milk, they want to drink liquor. You want to rotate agarbatti, they want to smoke a cigarette. Isn't it? The values are different. Correct, no? What you consider as value is different. What they consider as value is different. So it's like, if you bring water and fire together, can they coexist? No. Therefore, you get explosion. Immediately, you say something, they say something. And they will say, is this what you are learning in the class? You're supposed to be saintly and you're shouting at me, they will say. Huh? Isn't it? So that means that leads to aversion. So don't go near them. If you go near them, you get attached. Or we can develop aversion. The aversion comes because we are afraid that they will pull me down to their level. Correct, no? Like somebody is drowning, he is catching your hand and trying to drag you into the water. Huh? So you will also drown. You don't want to be drowned, therefore you shout. Correct, no? So this is one phase of our life. But when you become very advanced in spiritual life, you can be in the midst of them, but you will be completely unaffected by them. Neither will you become attached, nor you will become averse also to them. One man came to Prabhupada, he said, Swamiji, what's the need for all these things? The chanting the holy name and studying the scriptures and worshipping deity. What's the need for all these things? He asked. So, and Prabhupada just looked at him. And the man said, Swamiji, look at me. Here is my wife. Here is my liquor bottle. Here is my cigar. Here is my car. I enjoy playing. I enjoy eating. All kinds of things. And in this way, don't you see I'm happy? The man asked. So Prabhupada immediately showed him, look at that pig, he said. Do you see that pig? He said, yes. Is the pig not fat? The man said, yes. Is he not happy? Prabhupada asked. Man said, I suppose he is happy. Prabhupada said, he is happy, therefore he is fat. He is fat and happy. And then Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, what is he eating? He is eating stool, isn't it? Prabhupada said, what is the difference between that pig and you? Tell me. Yes. And the man said, he is eating, I am eating. He is mating, I am mating. He is sleeping, I am sleeping. What is the difference? And the man said, doesn't appear much different. It's the same, he said. And Prabhupada said, yes. Now what we are doing, this is different. Now you understand? Yes. I said, now I understand. Of course, you can't speak like this to anybody. If you call, they will say, you called me a pig, they will take you to court. But Prabhupada was so powerful. He could actually transform the hearts of even such people. Now you understand? If you are like that pig, you are also counted amongst animals. If you are going to be divine, then you will be counted amongst humans. Correct? No? So there is an animal, there is human, there is divine. And from animal to human, how to go? Follow the 4 regulative principles. Then you become human. Then how to go from human to divine? Chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds. Then you go from human to divine. And worship the deities. Live in the association of devotees. Then you become divine. So you want to go from animal to human to divine. Correct, no? So, we don't want to be attached to the nonsense things. We don't want to be averse to the nonsense things. We want to develop maturity in such a way that, even in the midst of bad association, you will be like a Padma Patram Ivambasa, it is said. Padma Patram means like a lotus leaf. Even if you put some water particles in that, it will glide down. There's some wax or something on that. So the lotus leaf is not running away from water. It is in the water but doesn't get touched by water. So this is called, don't isolate yourself but insulate yourself. It is said. So how do we do that? How do we insulate ourselves? So, like for example, a politician cannot avoid going into the public, but he should go in a bulletproof jeep. Right? No? You've seen they have bulletproof jeep. Somebody shoots also, nothing will happen. The bullet cannot enter the jeep. Like that, you should have a bulletproof, Maya-proof insulation around you in such a way that even when you go out amongst the dirty friends and impure friends who are throwing so many impurity on you, you will not get impure. So when will that stage come? So one of the ways to attain that stage is, like I have mentioned before, the milk. If you see milk, if you add water, it becomes diluted. But when the milk becomes dahi and then later on butter, if you put any of you have tried putting butter in water, will it mix? It will not mix. It will always remain. So it's called as an integrated devotee or a consolidated devotee. That devotee can never be agitated by any bad association. Like you take a soft iron piece, you take a magnet. What is the difference between the two? Anybody knows? What makes the magnet a magnet? And what makes soft iron the soft iron piece? What is speciality in a magnet? Yeah, it attracts iron. But how is the magnet able to attract? What kind of metal is magnet that it is attracting? Because all the things are oriented in one direction in that, correct? No? Mm. Inside it's all the orientation and integration of everything in that magnet is different than the ordinary metal. Huh? So therefore, you will see there's a north pole, there's a south pole. Even if you put like this, it will turn like, you've seen that? It will always head towards north. The compass we have. It's just a small thin stick type of thing. Any direction you change, it will always go like this only. It will always show to Krishna only. You turn it to my side, again it will go like, correct now? So the devotee has become like that. Prabhupada, you put him in hippie land also, there is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, there also Hare Krishna. Anywhere you put, take him. He was such a Hare Krishna that even the hippies became Hare Krishna after seeing him, correct? No? So that much we have to become mad after Krishna. Then you will become like butter. Then nobody can dilute you. In fact, people who come to dilute you, they will run away. They'll be afraid that I can't exist. Either I also become like this fellow or I run away. They can't survive. There's no... Just like, for example, tube light is switched on in a dark room. Can darkness remain here anymore? It cannot. If darkness comes to associate with tube light, he'll be gone. His impurity will be finished. So that is a very advanced stage. Now our question is, before we come to that stage of becoming like butter, or becoming like tube light, or becoming like a compass, before we come to such a stage, we are in a stage where we are not yet pure. We have lower leanings. At the same time, we don't want to succumb to those lower leanings. We want to progress in the upward direction. So for that, there are many good instructions given here. So, see, you only see the picture. You don't worry much about the text. Because text will be, sometimes there are more text will be there. You don't have to worry. But if you see the picture, I'm showing this especially for the... See? It's not moving. Hang there. So, this is a chapter 13 and 14. Very helpful to learn the nature of bad association first. And then at the end, there are some very important shlokas on the method of associating with saintly devotees. How to associate and how to draw support. Yeah. Yeah. So, he is giving many examples. Okay, the background of this chapter is the living entity leaves the Supreme Lord and falls in this material world. Now, what is called as Achyuta and Achyuta? Who is called as Achyuta? Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. You heard that? Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Bhaje. Who is called Achyutam? Krishna. Why is called Achyuta? Means he never falls down like the jivas fall. We fall into this world. Now, when he also comes in this world, but he is not fallen when he comes. Correct? Huh? Because he comes at his own sweet will, and then he goes back at his own sweet will. But we come due to karma. We fall. Just like, for example, some thief has stolen money, then immediately they handcuff him. So handcuffed thief means he has fallen from the state laws. Therefore, he is handcuffed. Now, all of you are not fallen because you are following the state laws. Correct? No? So compare these two people. One is a civilian, one is a criminal. So civilian is like not fallen, and the criminal is fallen. So now in a fallen position, freedom is increased or reduced? Reduced. You will see that it's reduced. A thief actually, his freedom is reduced because, why is his freedom reduced? Because he is harming others. Right now he is stealing others' property. He is also hurting others, killing others, and also hand is cuffed so that he cannot kill anybody, correct? No? Similarly, living entity's freedom is also reduced because when we harm others and harm ourselves, then we will be restricted. Just like, one boy had his wound. Then the doctor had told that you should never touch the wound. Although it is itching, you should tolerate. But he was not ready. Again and again, he would put the hand around the wound and it was getting aggravated. So his mother tried his hand. He was screaming like anything. I said, no, you have to tolerate. At least for 1 or 2 days, you tolerate. Then it will get cured. Otherwise, it won't cure. So God also is restricting us because we are harming ourselves and others. It's clear now. So in this world, why there is suffering in this world? Not that God is enjoying by seeing you suffering. God will never enjoy seeing you. He's not a sadist. He wants to actually see you liberated, free, and come back to spiritual world and lead a life like a free citizen. That kind of thing. Actually, free citizen, we say, that doesn't mean free citizen can do anything he wants. If you are in India, you have to drive the car on the left. If you are in America, you have to drive the car on the right. Correct? No? If there is a signal, you have to stop the car. He's a free citizen, but he follows the laws. Therefore, he's a free citizen. And if you don't follow the laws, we become a criminal. It's clear, no? That means whether you are a criminal or a free citizen, both have to follow some laws. Now, the criminal follows the jail laws. And the free citizen follows the state laws. It's clear, no? Follow you must. Either inside or outside, you have to follow. But when you don't follow outside as a free citizen, then you are put inside the jail where the laws are even more stringent. Than like in spiritual world, there is no old age, there is no disease, there is no death. As material world, there is old age, disease, death. So the example is given here. If you see, a living being is compared to a merchant. See, this merchant is going to the forest. His idea is, I'll get some minerals like gold or silver or diamond, and then I will bring it, and then I will sell it, and I will make money, and I will become a big merchant. That is his idea. So living entity is compared to such a merchant entering the forest of material world. So he goes into the forest. But the problem is, he goes deeper and deeper into the forest that he loses his way. That's why in the picture you see he's putting his hand in the head. Now he's afraid. He's hearing the roaring of lions and roaring of tigers and jackals. So he's a little worried. My Lord, I don't have any weapons also. I am very worried. And now I am no more safe. There are dark jungle and thick trees and surrounded by some. It's called forest of material enjoyment. I came into this forest for enjoying material enjoyment. But instead of enjoying, I am suffering. Either he realizes. So Jadabharata spoke this story to Rahugana, and Shukadeva Goswami is explaining that allegory to Parikshit. See, here he is saying, this is the merchant in the forest. So I have given two pictures you will see here. So he wants to buy and he wants to get and sell articles for making money. Similarly, the conditioned soul is coming. He has 6 senses. What are the 5 senses and 1 mind? Correct. Now, mind is the leader of the 5 senses, so totally 6. And then with that, he is coming to enjoy. But his enjoyment turns into suffering in this world. So he is saying here, conditioned soul using 6 senses wanders in samsara, gets sukha dukkha, accepts and leaves bodies due to desires to enjoy. Though suffering, he doesn't attain the feet of the devotees. Like for example, Lord Krishna talks about the 3 types of enjoyment. In the mode of goodness, you enjoy things which are sattvic. For example, drinking cow's milk, eating vegetarian food offered to the Lord. It is sattvic. So people who are sattvic by nature, they like this type of foodstuffs. It's very nourishing, it's very purifying, it's very tasty, like that. And people in Rajoguna, they want to eat very spicy and very hot. This aloo charchara, this, put in the mouth. When you're eating, tears are coming in the eyes. You've seen that? Isn't it? And next day morning, you go to bathroom, going out also is burning. Burning here, burning there. Both like that. So it is passionate foods, correct? No? Suffering. So you will see that, of course, here it is not suffering, you taste also. You like the taste, correct? No? Yeah. It's initially enjoyment, later on, suffering. But in Tamaguda means from beginning to end, it is suffering. Like drinking liquor, if you see, people smoke cigarette, drinking liquor, all these things, they terribly suffer like anything. And there are 24 dangerous chemicals in them. If you see the list, later on when they grow beyond 30, 35, they will suffer massive heart attack and all those things. So therefore in this world you can't get pure happiness. Even in Sattva-guna you have some happiness, but Sattva-guna people also have to be born, they have to die, they have to get old also, correct? They get diseases also sometimes. See, sankalpa is the function of mind. Vyavasaya or ascertainment is the function of the intelligence. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekya kurunandana visena. That's a function of intelligence, Vyavasaya buddhi. Why he is using these two words? Sankalpa means desire, accepting and rejecting. Sankalpa means taking bringing a desire that I want this. Like you are seeing some friend having a bike. Immediately you look at it and you say, hey, this bike is shining. It looks very attractive. Can you just take me for a ride? I want to see. Then he takes you for a ride and it's very smooth, doesn't make noise. Looking like a big elephant, sitting on an elephant back. Very comfortable. In those days, the Suzuki came first in those days. It was a big attraction. Now many more have come. There is Pulsar, there is Charisma, so many bikes. You will see that a living entity is attracted to one thing according to his body in which he is seated. Like children are attracted to tricycle. You've seen that? Or they are attracted to balloons. When you go to school, you are attracted to bicycle. When you are going to college, you are attracted to a bike or a girl, like that attraction. Every age has certain attractions, correct? No? And when you get married, you have children, you are attracted to money is honey. Because you need money, otherwise you can't run the family, correct? No? Like that. Yeah, as you go. So you will find that that's the function of the mind. It develops attractions by looking at the world around. And then Vyavasaya Buddhi means then you ascertain, I have to get this. At any cost, I should get this. You become determined to get that. Therefore, then the senses plunder the wealth of the person with uncontrolled senses, with a bad intelligence, he says. Just like thieves plunder a person. That means, even if a person earns money, for example, he will misuse that money if he has a kubuddhi, correct? No? Like he has a lot of money, but he drinks and smokes and squanders the wealth and spoils the health. Both. It does like that. Kunatasya, he says. Kunat means bad master. Intelligence becomes his bad master if he has not cultivated spiritual intelligence. So those senses which impel you to do wrong things, they are compared to thieves. Like Shankara says, Kama krodascha lobascha dehe tishtanti daskaraha jnana ratna apaharaya tasmat jagrata. He says, wake up, oh living any day. He's saying Kama, Krodha, Lobha, these three are three thieves in your heart. They are taking away all the good virtues from you, all the knowledge from you. So don't let these three thieves, who are they? Lust, anger and greed, he says. Plunderers. So the uncontrolled senses are plunderers. Actually, eating is all right, but one should not eat prohibited items. And one should not, even prasadam also, we should not eat too much, correct? No? If you eat too much prasad, what happens? Anybody has experience or you don't have experience? When you eat too much, what happens? You feel sleepy. When you sleep too much, what happens? In the daytime you sleep more. The night you don't get sleep. Correct, no? Then when because of sleeping too much, then time gets lost. Then studies, academics are not completed. Correct, no? Or you become fat. Or we get problems, disease in the body, you have to go to doctor. Right, no? So much money waste and time waste. See, the Karmi family members especially, they steal the wealth protected by the man. They say that you should protect us by supplying us food, clothing, everything. And of the two, the plunderers in the form of senses are more difficult to control than the jackals of family members. In this world, like here the picture is given, see so many people in a family, the uncle, there is aunt, there is a grandfather, grandmother, so many other people. You will see that many of them actually, if one is rich, they will come and surround a person. And when the money is lost, they will run away. Like there's a saying, success has many fathers. Failure is orphan, it is said, no? Isn't it? Yeah. So, but there are two types of plunderers. One is our own senses and one is the relatives. Out of the two, who is more dangerous? Our own sense is considered more dangerous. So, yeah, they are considered to be ferocious animals. Like for example, you see that Pandavas are holding the kingship of the whole world, but Kauravas wanted to plunder it. Correct, no? Similarly, Lord Ramchandra was holding the kingdom of the whole world. He was supposed to become the king, but who wanted to plunder it? Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi wanted to take away that kingdom from Rama. Rama was supposed to become the king, right? She wanted it for whom? Bharat, yeah, Bharat. Similarly, Dhruva was the elder son. and Uttama was a younger son. But Uttama's mother was beautiful, that Suruchi. She wanted her son to become the king. So she drove away Dhruva to forest, correct now? This is the world we are living in. So sometimes even in India, I find some relatives also sometimes cheat the land and all. You've seen that? While dividing the property. You may say, this is mama, this is Atya, and this is, brother, sister, everything. When it comes to land, people become sometimes very hard-hearted, correct now? Money, land, property. Sometimes within a family there are fights or not, correct? That's what he's saying. And also, our own senses, uncontrolled senses, they spoil all the money earned. We ruin the money. Some people ruin the money in gambling, some people in drinking, in smoking, or friends squander your wealth. Some people have a very, very loose hands. Whatever money you put, it goes down. You've seen that? I had a friend in the college days. He would order for pizza, he would order for cold drinks, he would take friends to a hotel, and thousands of rupees he would finish. Father would come and shout at him, why are you spending money like this? You are not a millionaire, son. I am working hard in the field and I am making money and sending. Some people have hands with holes, and it just goes out. You see, similarly, attached to money, afflicted by low class men are thieves. They are compared to mosquitoes. You see, everyone is engaged in earning a livelihood in some profession. In these dealings, one has to meet undesirable people whose behavior is compared to biting of mosquitoes. See, while making money, either mosquitoes or the honeybees. You have seen, no? Honeybees, when they are drinking honey, they are afraid of the other honeybees. They think that that fellow will drink more than me. No, he thinks like that. So while drinking, like that, they will sting also. Neighborhood honeys, and they will drink. Similarly, in the offices also, when people are working along with your colleagues, are always thinking, hey, this fellow is impressing the boss too much. He will get more, he'll get promotion and I will not get. So what they do, they go to the boss and like that they'll say something to the boss. And the boss will look at you. Hey, did you say this about me? And you will say, sir, I don't know anything. You will not get promotion because you talked bad about me. Sir, I never talked bad about you, you may say. But someone told me. But he will not tell you who is that someone. So that someone is like a cricket or like a mosquito. They go behind and Khan Bardena, we say, no? They fill up the ears with the boss. And you are angry with that person, but you don't know who is that person. You don't know. Correct, no? So mosquitoes also, they sit behind and they bite you. Suddenly you feel pain, correct, no? Hey, who is that, you say, and they go away. Correct, no? You can't find out who did that. So how many of you have seen people talking behind your back? You feel pain, but you don't know who they are. Experience? They are like mosquitoes, in this world. They give suffering. Low class men. And also sometimes, even in the midst of these disturbances, one dreams that he is going to construct a grand house and live there permanently, although he knows that he cannot. False vision produced by lusty and ignorant mind. It's like a city in the sky. In the sky there is no city, but if you lie down in the roof of your house in the night time, when the clouds are passing, it looks like a big palace. Correct, like this palace. And because you are in a semi-sleepy state, you are dreaming that you are a king. And then you have a queen, and both of you are boarding a chariot. You are just, mind is singing a song, and you are going. So many citizens are, saying Jai Jaikar to you, showering flowers on you, and you are wishing them, waving hands. One is demanding, I am a great hero. And you have a big table full of, chapan bog or whatever, big items have come for sometimes, we have a big feast someday. After eating also, people dream about the feast also. Sometimes you have seen that. So next day, it's not only poha only next day. Still in the morning time, they're dreaming, I'm eating, having a big plate. Actually, dreaming condition is, like one devotee had rasagulla in the night, Now in the middle of the night, he got up, he's keeping a plate in the hand like this, and he put down. He's drinking his own saliva only, but he's thinking, what is he eating? Yeah, he's imagining. And then they switched on the light, he realized, okay, there's no rasagulla here. There's no rasagulla, I'm not eating rasagulla, I'm just imagining. So even after becoming devotee, we have so many dreams. What to speak of if you are not a devotee? How many more material dreams Jiva has like that? But what he is saying is, the relative plunderers are plundering, your own uncontrolled senses are plundering, mosquito-like people are biting, still the living being wants to. Just like you heard the story in Mahabharata, no? One man was running away from a tiger. He fell into a well, and the tiger was looking from the top. There was a big snake, cobra at the bottom. He was holding on to a branch of a tree, and the branch was also bitten by two rats, black rat and white rat. Kruk, 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 kruk. They were biting, and cross section was reducing. At that time, the man was thinking, "I am gone now. If this branch breaks, I will fall into the mouth of the cobra. What do you call that? Ajgar. I'll fall into the mouth of that, and he will eat me. And if I climb up somehow and go out, who is waiting? Tiger is waiting. And here, these two rats, I don't know how to drive them away, because the branch was from here like this, and he is hanging here, and the rats are at the corner here. And the rats are difficult to catch also. Wondering what to do. At that time, he was lamenting, like his mouth was open, and one drop of honey fell in his tongue from a honeycomb. Suddenly, he was surprised. What is this tasty thing? So he completely forgot his situation. Then again and again, I was seeing that, there is honeycomb. That he was doing. Where the honey drop is going to fall, let me. So his whole mind became fixed up on which one? Getting that honey drop, not to save his life. Correct, no? So that's a story in Mahabharata. In the same manner, this person, he's suffering a lot, but he's imagining many things here. Mind's false vision. See, karmis are attracted to gold or money. It displays itself for a moment like meteor or ghost, and it is gone. See, in Tamil, there is a word called selvam, they call it. Selvam means what? Selvom. Sel means to go. That means money is something which comes and it also goes. Does it always stay in your pocket? Some people want the money to stay in their pocket, so they put their signature also. You've seen that inside some people put their sign in some of the currency, new currency notes, but it will not remain with you. It will always keep going. In the Bhagavatam, the money is compared to stool. You may wonder why the gold or wealth is compared to stool. Because when you go to the bathroom, you pass stool, you don't even see it. Immediately you finish the business and come out. Correct, no? It goes away. Similarly, you see, your grandfather had wealth, he left behind and went. Then your father had that inheritance. He had the wealth, he leaves behind and goes. Then you have it, and then you will leave behind and go. Correct, no? What is that which you leave behind and go in the bathroom? So this is also like that only. Like that it says, Bhagavatam. That is the logic Bhagavatam says, whether it is gold or silver or money. It doesn't remain with you. Of course, when that wealth is used in Krishna service, then it becomes Chintamani. Then it becomes Lakshmi. So the devotees use the word Lakshmi, they don't use the word money. What they say? Hey, how much Lakshmi you have? Correct? You have seen that? As soon as you use the word how much Lakshmi you have, then it is meant for whose service? Krishna service. Yeah. So one more thing he says here, if you see below, just as a pot in which the hing has disappeared, still it has the smell of the hing. The activities are not dissipated because the impressions remain. For example, if you have grasses, you burn the grass, because the root is not removed, again the grass will come up. Correct, no? Similarly, he says that the desires keep coming again and again. But it's not that you don't suffer. How many of you experience you suffered due to something and then you want to get rid of it, again the desire came? Your experience? Correct, no? Yeah. Like sometimes the doctor tells you, don't eat this, it's not good for you. Like for somebody should not eat certain items, it's not good. Like maida, don't eat, somebody says. But somehow or other, somebody is making noise eating maida biscuit. I don't know, maida, what do you call that? Samosa or something. Then you look at them and you develop a desire again. Although you know that this desire is harmful for me, but still the desire is there still. So why the example of ghost is when ghost appears and disappears, like that gold and other things in our life, they appear and disappear. His intelligence becomes blinded by lust. He does not recognize the devatas. 12 devatas are actually watching, witnessing his sinful activities. Like here is a picture of a boy chasing after a girl, and Durga is watching. Similarly, Super Soul is watching. There are also 10 other agents like sun, moon, stars, the sky, the water, the directions, like that. There are 12 sakshis. But the foolish living entity doesn't know that he is being watched. Whatever I am doing, sakshis are watching me. He doesn't know. He is blinded. See, lust is compared to, if you throw dust in somebody's eyes, he becomes blinded, correct, no? Lust is also like that. He becomes blinded. He cannot see properly. Uh, yeah. Yeah. I told you about the cricket sound or the owl. Sometimes you make a lot of money and the government officers come and raid your house. Correct? No? What do you call that? Income tax raid. And they loot all the money and go away, and the living relative cries out loudly. Alas, I earned so much money. It's all gone. Or sometimes the government officials or policemen shout at a person as you're a cheater because you have looted money by foul means. Correct? No? Unpalatable words. Actually, all of us got shouting at some time or other. Any of you in your school days, you got shouting from the teacher for not doing homework? Correct? No? Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Or sometimes we do certain things for which we get scolding. Correct? No? Those words are very painful for us. Hmm. And also, if a wealthy man, he has no goals in his life, he is compared to an impious tree or a poisonous well. There is a reason for that. An impious tree is that tree which has no fruits or no flowers. Hmm. And a poisonous well is that well, if people drink water, they will only get poisoned. Like that. Why a wealthy man is compared to that? Because wealthy man's wealth is useless. Because it is not used for the benefit of God or the people. Correct? No? It just stocked and stocked and stocked, it just keeps it. Therefore, it's compared to impious tree or a poisonous well. Yeah. Since memory is being destroyed by bodily absorption, he again and again runs after the sense objects, eating, sleeping, waiting, defending, which are like mirage in the water. Going to a sinful person who has no means to help is running after a mirage in the desert in an effort to find water. Sometimes the living entity spends a lot of time with a man thinking that after making friends with him, I will take a loan. He spends 4 hours, 2 hours, 8 hours like that. After preparing that fellow for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then he at last reveals his mind. Can you please give me a loan? And he says, no, I am very poor. I have no money, he says. Then it's completely, just like mirage, he says. Mirage appears that you are going to get, correct? Huh? When you go near and you find there is nothing. So he's cheated like that, he is saying. Actually, there are many things in this world glittering, which appear they'll give you happiness, but they don't. Like I told you once before, when I was walking in Chennai, for the first time I had joined the college when I was walking on the road. Some fellows were selling this chore bazaar they used to have. They used to sell a long pen, gigantic pen. And also they used to, give baggy pants and t-shirt and, and a small transistor. All these things they said only 500 rupees. At least I was curious enough to see what it is. But then they were telling me, you have touched it now, you have seen it now, you have to buy it at any cost. You can't escape. And they threatened me, if you don't buy, we will beat you up. Then I had to take it. I paid 500 rupees. When I went home, the baggy pants only once I used. I put in the water, it just shrunk like a kerchief. Became very small. And the pen I took for the examination, when I wrote with the refill came out flying from behind. It broke in a moment. Yeah. And the transistor worked only for 2 days. After that, nothing. It's dead transistor. Why I am saying I was cheated by bogus mall, correct, no? Chor Bazar name only suggests that, correct, no? They smuggled and brought something from here and there. So sometimes we are cheated like that. It's a mirage. It makes you think it will give you happiness, but it doesn't give you any happiness. Yeah, it's cheating. Shallow rivers come to bogus gurus. This is another thing. Imagine somebody goes on the top of a tree branch and wants to dive into this water. He jumps into the water to swim. Some people do that. You've seen that? In the swimming pool, they jump. Imagine if this man with the baldy head, he jumps on the top of a tree. When he jumps in the shallow river, what will happen? He will break his head. Correct, no? Correct. Because there is not much water. Similarly, why the pseudo gurus or bogus gurus are compared to shallow river? They have no substance. They have no depth. They have nothing, no substance to offer. Actually, a substantial river has a lot of depth of water. And when you dive into that, you can truly enjoy in that, swimming and everything, correct? No? But pseudo guru, there are so many pseudo gurus in Kali Yuga. They bluff, they say, no, you can do anything you want. And just you give a donation to me, that's all. And you be happy, I'll be happy. Yeah. There are many people, even in India, people will keep the photos of big gurus in their houses. Once in a year, Guruji will come. And people call their 40, 50 relatives. हमारे घर में गुरुजी आ रहे हैं. Guruji क्या करेंगे? कुछ बोलते नहीं Guruji. He will just have a long flowing beard and he'll keep smiling. That's all. He says, Ashirwad Baba, he'll give Ashirwad to everybody. And put his donation in pocket and push off. So many people have such gurus in India. So do they learn anything from the guru? No. And guru is just a money collecting guru, that's all. Therefore, Prabhupada was deadly against this type of gurus. And there are other gurus who open their mouth and speak, but they speak all bluff. They say, I have not come here to tell all of you that I am God. I am honestly telling you, you are also gods. Like that they speak. There are gurus like that. Bluff, complete bluff. Like one famous Swami in India said, why are you searching God in the temples? God is loitering in the street, he said. Because he said, every jiva walking on the road is God. Why didn't you see that? He was telling. He's just bluffing. He's a big Swami in India before. So this kind of people are going on in the name of Swamis. They are pseudo gurus, bogus gurus. And his wealth, dear as life is stolen by government officials, then this fellow considers them like Rakshasas. Are, aage income tax, right? He's extremely afraid. And he faints in lamentation. Now all my money will be taken away. Yeah. When his secret enjoyment is going to be exposed, then he considers them like Rakshasas. This has happened. Whether it is Harshad Mehta scandal or whatever, money scandal, they'll be caught. Some people put the money in Swiss bank. Why? One man was telling, he put 1,000 crores in Swiss bank. Do you know that? One politician. And then he returned to India. His son was very angry because the father has the secret code in Swiss bank and he will not reveal to the son. What son did, he exposed the politician father to the government saying that he has stolen money, he has put in Swiss bank. Now you people do this thing, what do you call it? Investigation on that. So the government put both father and son in two separate jails. Because son did some gapla, he did some golmaal, he did, for which he was already in jail. And he put father also in jail. But they were in two separate jails. They could not, they were shouting at each other, but they couldn't see each other. So, but eventually these guys will be caught. Can they be happy? They can't be happy. This is also a dreamy thing. Sometimes in a family you will see people say that, oh, this beautiful son, I think his grandfather has come again to our family. Some people say like that. It may be true also sometimes. Because sometimes the attached grandfather may be born in the same family also. And he lives in this dreamy family situation. Like a Gandharva city. Reappearance of forefathers. Yeah. This is another interesting thing you will find. Like a person has no money, but he wants to get his daughter married. One village man, I told him, see, you don't have money. You have 3-4 daughters. Just spend 1 or 2 lakhs. Make it a simple marriage. He said, no, my brother is a rich man. He is spending 20 lakhs. Then how can I spend 1 or 2 lakhs? लोग क्या बोलेंगे? इज्जत की बात है. You know? So इज्जत की बात है, पैसा नहीं है. क्या इज्जत की बात है? See, if you can earn money and spend for marriage, it is meaningful. But this fellow is taking 20 lakh loan, can you imagine? And he has 3 more daughters to get settled in life. And he's a village man. And he's not going to make much money. God knows how he's going to pay back. Correct, no? And that kind of things cause tension. So that's like climbing a mountain, he says. Bhagavatam. Because many times people see the relatives and friends. Like sometimes a person says, hey, तुमको मालूम है उसका बेटा गल्फ गया है, बहुत पैसा बनाकर लाने वाला, तुम क्या कर रहे हो? Then people pinch their relatives. You've seen that? And the relatives will also tell their son that, beta, you also have to prove yourself. See, how your cousin brother is in Gulf, you also have to go to Gulf. Whatever others are doing, my son has to do. Correct, no? So these kind of things, comparison with neighbors, and that makes one agitated, angry. Especially when people talk that, your son is incompetent, my son is competent. That causes too much pain to the living entity. Nobody likes to be called as incompetent. Yeah, household ceremony, he becomes angry on family when he cannot. Again it went. Control all tell also doesn't work. Switch off? Then switch on. So, actually these are all mental pains, correct, no? You see, for example, any of us is incompetent in one field, for example. Say one of you is weak in mathematics, for example. When other friends say you are incompetent, it's painful. But how devotee takes it? Devotee thinks that, in this life, Krishna has given me some gifts. And I also have certain deficiencies according to my prarabdha karma. Correct? No? Can everybody possess everything? Can you possess, or can you be full in all six opulences? And can you possess oceanic opulences? Who can possess? Only Krishna. So we certainly will have some deficiencies. If somebody tells you that, hey, you are weak in mathematics, you can say that, okay, I am learning now. And you can tell your friend, you are also weak in engineering drawing. You are also struggling, you know. Don't think you are smart in everything. All of us are smart in something and weak in something. So that's how this body is a combination of good and bad, correct? No? We have weaknesses and good things. So you don't have to sit alone in a room and cry, silently weep. लोग क्या बोलेंगे मेरे बारे में, No, you don't have to think like that, because everybody has some deficiency. Okay, somebody says, I am a rich man, you are a poor man. Somebody says, okay, you may be a rich man, but are you peaceful? You can see there are rich people who are murdered also, correct? No? So it's better not to be so rich and not be murdered, correct? No? Correct? No? Yeah. It's so dangerous. Many times they are looted, their property is looted. So, yeah. Another thing he says here, swallowed by the python of sleep, absorbed in the deepest ignorance, he lies down in the deserted forest, neglected by his friends. Actually, what happens when some students are ditched by their friends, looted of his money, and he got to fail in all the papers, then he wants to forget the problem. So one of the things many students do is to eat sleeping pills and then go to sleep. But some people eat so many sleeping pills, they die also, you know that? Huh? Or they will sleep for long, long hours like that, like a python in the forest lies down, like Ajgar. A person is lying down. Basically, why is he sleeping? Forget. Exactly, that's the goal. Sometimes his teeth of pride are broken by the bites of snakes in the form of evil men. So sometimes people unfortunately encounter evil men. For example, a boy wanted to be an entrepreneur. He got some 20 lakhs from his father, but he was not a smart boy. He was little naive. You know what is the meaning of naive? Naive means innocent. So his two friends told him, Chalo, we three of us will become partner. We will make 20 lakh and 20 crores, they told him. So he gave them 20 lakhs. But the other two fellows didn't put any money. They started the business with that. They made money and put it in the pockets and ran away. She got cheated. In this way, sometimes evil men can cheat us also. This boy was very proud that, I am investing money, you guys have no money, he said in the beginning. They said, yes, sir, you are investing money, wait and watch what we do. They took the money and went away. In this world, people's pride is also crushed in this world over a period of time, isn't it? By evil people. Unable to sleep, his consciousness dwindling because of troubled heart, he falls like a blind man into a blind well. Sometimes this one is like if a man goes and puts his hand in a honeycomb to pull the honeycomb, what will happen? Oh, all the bees will chase him. Now he's running away, still he's being chased. Similarly, sometimes in this world, a living entity becomes attracted to somebody's wife. Hey, that somebody's wife is very good looking lady. He goes and connects with her. Madam, you want some help? If you want, I can, whatever you want, purchases I can make and give you. He want to be in the good books of that lady. He purchases and comes and gives things and becomes more friendly to a beautiful looking woman. Especially men like to be familiar and friendly with a good looking girl or a woman in this world. And if she's already married, many married women are so innocent. They think this boy is so helpful, he's my neighbor, he's like my son. He will, whatever I want on the market, if I tell him, he will bring it. Then the boy just goes regularly with her and she starts one day crying, my husband is slapping me. She opens her heart and this boy starts getting. So she is seeing him like a son to reveal her heart, and this boy is looking at her like an object for enjoyment. You understand? No? One day he gets very intimate with her and doing things, and the husband comes to know. Then he suspects his wife also. It has happened in many places. Then the husband will pretend to go to office. Quickly he'll come back in an hour. He finds both of them in the bed. Both of them will shoot. It has happened. It's not only thing happening in movies. It happens in real life also. Like that, correct? No? Or sometimes the husband is chasing you, now a man will run like this, you see. And he's being chased by the sting of the not only husbands and relatives, correct? No? They beat him up. I heard a true story. Once a group of students were going in the train, and the night they were, sleeping. So one boy got down to go to bathroom, and came back. And in the dim light, he saw this lady, one lady lying, and her sari was not proper. Sari had fallen away. He saw her chest. So he couldn't control himself. He put his hand. He put his hand in the chest. Immediately, with a loud shout, the lady got up and lights were put on. And they were practically 120 relatives were there in the train. And the train chain was pulled and all the people got up and they were all businessmen. All atta men. And the lady said, this fellow put his hand in my chest. She said, immediately they ripped him to pieces. I was on the same train. I saw that in Vilaspur. I think it started in Vilaspur, I think, till they went to Calcutta. My Lord, one by one relatives came forward to beat him up. The one fellow is beaten. When he gets tired, he'll go and sit. The other fellow came. Bet him, but this fellow is my Lord. So many wounds he got in his body. And his friends were there. They were all trembling. They were not able to stop. So this was similar to this only. Illicit behavior, you see. Yeah. See, trying to enjoy other wives or properties is beaten by a king or a husband. Yeah. Sometimes whatever small amount he takes from others creates enmity because of the tendency to cheat for wealth. Yeah. Sometimes he begs money, he cannot attain wealth. He has to be disrespected. People say, "Arey kuch nahi paisa nahi, nikal jao." He has to tolerate insults like this. Sometimes all these insurmountable difficulties lead to divorce. So, you see, here his old grandfather is passing away. He's crying that my shelter is gone away, but then he is enjoying the birth of a child in the family. Sometimes, night one old man dies, next day morning a child is born in a family. You will see like that. It's a world of sukha dukkha mixture, correct, no? Yeah. And the attraction to his wife or girlfriend, embraced by the arms of a woman, he loses discrimination and heart becomes stolen by words, glances and actions of wife and children. Actually, these are some little pleasures kept in this world which makes the living being completely forget the actual nature of the material world. You understand, no? Just like, for example, I was telling about eatables. Certain eatables are dangerous for our body, like cocoa chocolate. While eating it is so tasty that, after all your teeth are gone, still you want cocoa chocolate. Correct, no? You see that. Similarly, the touch of a woman makes the living entity mad. But actually, a woman or a man, both are living entities who have come with a Purusha Bhava. You know what is Purusha Bhava? Even woman also thinking, this man will give me money, I will speak sweet words and empty his pocket. That's what she's thinking. And a man also thinking, hey, this woman is very tender, beautiful, I will enjoy her body. So both are in a Purusha Bhava. Yeah. Yeah. So one cannot attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. This earth is mine. This is about the kings. They become possessive. So in this way it goes on. There are a few more things, but I am not showing you. But I want to show you this one. Here comes. Yeah. See, here he says, please repeat this verse. Yatrottama shloka gunanuvadaha prastuyate gramya kata vigataha nishevyamano nudinam mukshor matim satim yachati vasudeve. Who are the pure devotees mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, forms and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention in the association of pure devotees by constantly hearing such topics respectfully. Even a person who wants to merge in the existence of absolute truth, abandons this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudeva. That means he's saying Karmi, Jnani, Yogi, when they come to the assembly of devotees, they also become bhaktas in good association. Because what happens in a devotee association, the discussion of the name, form, qualities, pastimes of the activities of the Lord, that charms the heart of the devotee. Please read the purport. Who has the mic with you? The symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse. The pure devotee?
The pure devotee is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters.
Prohibited to talk about worldly matters. That Mahaprabhu said, don't talk about Gramya Katha, worldly things. Yeah, Gramya Varta na kahibe.
Gramya Varta na kahibe. Chaitanya Charitamrita.
One should not indulge.
One should not indulge in talking unnecessary about news of material world. One should not waste time in this way. This is a very important feature in the life of a devotee. A devotee has no other ambition than to serve Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna consciousness movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in His glorification. The student in this institution engage in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 5 in the morning to 10 at night. They actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology, and current events. This will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously.
Yeah, you will see even the brahmacharis in ISKCON temples. When they rise early in the morning, one moment they will not waste. They are either preparing PPT or they are preparing notes, they are studying the scriptures, worshipping the deity, going out and distributing books, cooking prasad. They have no other business. You will see that. Many mathas, if you see, the sadhus after eating, they have no activity. And some are even play cards also. In places you will see that, correct? No? In many places you find they sit in a mandapam and they are playing cards, isn't it? Or some are hearing some radio mirchi news. Some are reading. Even there are Nagababas in Himalayas also. Even they are also watching sometimes YouTube. Some other people. So you find, of course, there are many people who wear the dress of a sadhu but who don't act like a sadhu, correct? No? But Prabhupada says how the devotees in this organization should be. Yeah. Where one bathes in the dust of their feet, where there are great devotees, the qualities of the Lord, such as affectionate nature, are repeatedly glorified. Even those desiring liberation, listen, these talks produce pure thoughts of Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, without the desire for liberation. So, we should live in the association of devotees. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is emphasizing. One more verse I'll show you. Please repeat this verse. Tasman naro sanga susanga jata jnanasineha vivirkna moha harim tadiha katana shruthabhyam labda smritir yat yati paramadvanaha. Simply by associating with exalted devotees, anyone can attain perfection of knowledge, and with the sword of knowledge can cut to pieces the illusory associations within this material world. So what is the sword you need? The sword of knowledge. Regularly, every morning you have a class to get that sword of knowledge. And that knowledge sword, who will give you? The association of devotees. If you come in the association of exalted devotees, then you get the perfect knowledge sword. And with that sword of knowledge, you can cut all illusory associations to pieces. And through the association of devotees, one can engage in the service of the Lord by hearing and chanting Shravanam and Kirtanam. Thus, one can revive his dormant Krishna consciousness, and sticking to the cultivation of Krishna consciousness, return back home, back to God in this very life. Please read the purport.
To become liberated from material bondage, one must give up the...
Little more closer.
To become liberated from material bondage, one must give up the association of worldly people and accept the association of devotees. Positive and negative processes are mentioned in this regard. Through the association of devotees, one develops Krishna consciousness, which is dormant within. This Kesi movement is giving this chance to everyone. We are giving shelter to everyone who is serious about progressing in Krishna consciousness. We arrange for their lodging and board so that they can peacefully cultivate Krishna consciousness and return back home, back to Godhead, even in this life.
Yeah, correct. No? Prabhupada says we have arranged accommodation. We have life number rooms, Prabhupada arranged. They can come and stay in the temple, take darshan, attend the class, and advance. Even business people going from one city to another, they can take advantage of ISKCON temples. Prabhupada made that arrangement, isn't it? So, in this way, now there is one part which I will be covering in part 2, next visit. That will be more about while you are in the world outside dealing with non-devotees, how you can keep your Krishna consciousness safeguarded, protected. I have one more PPT for that, but that will take time. I'm going to do it next time. Along with that, I am also going to take questions. Actually, this is the PPT. It is this good association, bad association, how to deal with it. So this will take some time to explain, which I will do it next time. And when we also should take questions next time when I come. Sometime in December I'll come. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki.